Iron sharpens iron isn't just the types of friends that you have and the types of people around you. It's about, we'll say, the community that you're in. So basically, yeah, the people that are around you, if you wanna explain like that. I had a growth, so I removed it. So we're gonna talk about not so much the benefits, maybe we will, but we're gonna talk about the negatives of iron sharpens iron. From what I know is that I've always been the type of guy to leave friends who were just not aligned with me. When things felt fake, you know, for me, the type of friendship I would like is not this best friend, goody goody, whatever type of thing. It's more so this, flip the mosquitoes. It's more so this good business partners type of thing. So you don't ask me about what's happening in my life. You can ask me, hey, what's going on? If I'm really suffering, I'll tell you. But not this giddy giddy type of shit. I don't like it anymore. Where I have to, if I'm feeling like I'm in an ass position, or I feel like I have to tell you the details about why I'm feeling ass. This accountability thing where you open up about yourself to someone who's probably not going to be your friend once you're 60. It's like you don't trust yourself to be in control when it comes to accountability, to be in charge when it comes to ability, to be disciplined when it comes to an accountability partner. You don't trust yourself, is what you're saying. I'm wearing a suit now because I'm heading to church just now, a Protestant church. And we're going to talk about what iron sharpens iron also means. It also means the community in which you are finding yourself in. And so this can go from gym community to church, to, like, you have a lot of communities, right? And before all this, before Instagram, you know, I had no community, you know, and then I went onto Instagram, I still had no community. I became obsessed with finding one, and that's how I started going to the gym, being, you know, mysterious and all that stuff, trying to be like I'm taking steroids, but I'm really not, you know, all these things. And then I joined church in a very, very coincidental way. But you know what? I don't like talking about, I don't know what miracles are, okay? But I would call what I went through a miracle. But if I look at my life and I call that a miracle, then I've had a lot of miracles in my life. And I think a lot of people will, what a miracle is subjective. Literally anything good that's happened to me, I consider a miracle. Literally. So I think you gotta kind of discern from that. The community you're in is supposed to sharpen you, and if you don't feel like you fit in, you feel like it's fake, leave. I've left so many damn friends. I was alone in 8th grade. And I went down a rabbit hole. It was probably, I don't think it was a mistake because of where I am now. But I went down a rabbit hole of being alone, bored, not playing soccer, and watching porn. A lot of porn. Watching a lot of TV shows, binge watching. But it wasn't as bad as it was like near the end. Near when I started saying, okay, I need to start stopping, you know. And I just got more addicted to pornography. But anyway, what I'm saying is I've left so many communities. My next community was a group of friends. I would talk about porn. We would talk about porn and hentai, make jokes about it all the time. That's all we knew. Okay, we played different sport. You see what I'm saying? We played different sports. We had different interests. Some had an interest in, gaming. Some had an interest in football, soccer. Some had an interest in rugby, cricket. We had too many different interests, and we were all clashing. Like it would be debates, useless debates about two different sports. Which one's better? When both of you could have been like, hey, we enjoy the same sport. Why don't we just go play it together? So you have this problem when you're in a friend group or you're in a community, and that most of those people they don't align with your morals and your values, what you value. And when I say morals and values, guys, I'm talking about, you know, I could value sleeping with a bunch of women over a wife, those type of things. Not that that is what I value, but that's just an example. We had different values, and at the time I wasn't a Christian, so my values were simply, guys, I don't want to work so hard, so damn hard. I wanted to feel like a breeze. It was giving me stress just to keep a friendship, because I didn't know if it was going to break, because all we talked about was basically nothing. There was no improvement in our lives. Okay. Absolutely none. And that's where I come to the dilemma with the friends I have now. It's great to have different types of friends. It's great to have friends who aren't necessarily Christian. It's great to have friends who are not fully Christian. It's great to have friends who are fully Christian. It's great to have a multitude of friends. But then you claw deeper into their lives. Even those who are like Christian, you guys have the same values. You want to make a lot of money. You want to go to the gym. All these things. If you like to do things on your own, and when I say on your own, I mean with Jesus. Always give glory to Jesus and ask Jesus to help you in these things, and you're not doing it alone. That's what I like to do, and I think a lot of men like to do that as well. And I thought that, okay, I'm self-isolating myself, so am I going to start watching more pornography? If your community does not align with your morals and your values, fucking leave. And not just morals, your values too. If you value spending time alone, if you value listening to different types of music, if you value not calling music and singing, the music and singing we have now, praise and worship, if you value those things, I fundamentally believe that if your church or the people you're around, if they say, hey, I hate this, I hate that, I don't believe that what you're doing is right, I think you're being a little too serious about this, it's not that deep, bro, just leave. And this is the dilemma that a lot of us are coming to, because it was so easy to leave my two previous friend groups. One was going to send me down a rabbit hole of drinking, partying with black girls, or any girl that parties. I don't hate black girls, but I just don't prefer them. So I could have gone down that rabbit hole, and I really did want to, guys. There's just this spirit in me that wanted to act in a secular way, act in a way that would please the devil, not please Jesus. And I came to terms with the fact that on my own, by the way, and I won't say on my own, that's a lie. Iron sharpens iron is real, okay? When I saw another man, right, I never had an example of a virgin, masculine, attractive Christian man, no homo, and who was not pretending to be gay. Never found that kind of example, and I found it. Brandon Clark. Now, whether he's natural or not doesn't matter to me. I think I'd look pretty good at my peak, and I'm ready for it. But if we can go back to topic, iron sharpens iron. That's real. But it doesn't always have to be a close friend where he's keeping you accountable, or she or whatever is keeping you accountable. This is why getting a woman, and expecting her to be your accountability, to tell you to not watch porn, to keep on looking at the bank account. Sometimes people spend money on pornography. Never got that, but it's a tough world out there, man. And you ask your woman, and you expect your woman, or you expect a man, another fucking man. Oh, like a woman's like, but a man is worse. You expect another fucking man to keep you accountable for that shit. And I understand for a period of time, you're going to rehab. Even in rehab, you keep your own self, damn accountable. You have your own dreams and visions. It's not somebody else telling you, hey, you know what, you gotta stop. What about this? What about that? When they don't truly know the reasons why you're stopping. And even if you were to tell them, they wouldn't primarily agree. And I wouldn't say everyone's different. You can find these people out there, the perfect friend group relationship. I don't think it exists. From what I've seen all around the world, friend groups just end so quickly compared to like a 10-year period. Some friend groups last that long. Some friend groups don't. Small town friend groups do. They really don't want to move anywhere. They love where they're staying. They stay together most of the time. But I want to travel. I want to work. We're from wherever, whenever. Okay. And I want to work as hard as I want it to be my own desire to work. And I believe, and I think, and I've said this before, Pastor Michael Driscoll said that a man's work is his worship. He has to be able to take care of not only himself, but his wife and children. And that's what I want. So when I look at Brandon Clark, David Hammond's not a great example in terms of a virgin Christian who's masculine, but he's a masculine man, okay? And he has definitely reinvented himself. A 4-year period of no sex, no porn, no jacking off, horse crack. It's a crazy amount of time. And we call that the Paul arc, okay? We call it the Paul arc. And we also call it the anointing. So David, if you know King David, the way that King David, or David, had moved through life, through his struggles, whether you want to take it metaphorically or literally, it's the same principle. Damn, okay. So if I believe in God, when I believe in God, when I put my faith in God, this is the result I'm going to achieve. And for me, in my case, that has always been the case. There was nobody, if somebody said, if somebody saved me, they primarily were the person who brought me back to Jesus. Or if any person brought me back to Jesus, I would literally be okay with the multiple people accountability, but I did it on my own. Most of you have to do it on your own. There's no this hibby-jibby hyper saving thing, once saved, always saved doesn't exist, okay? Singing whilst you're in a sermon and calling it worship is wrong. I don't understand a lot of these things, and I know we're arguing, it's some of it is semantics, I get it, it's based on preference, but if you don't know what prayer is, and you have a group of people telling you to pray more, and they're telling you that you can't pray to the saints or whatever, and they don't know what prayer is, can you see the clash in morals? You're a very informative, you're a very statistics-based person, and that may make you come off as rigid, but I can have fun. Anybody who's who's informative and has knowledge can have fun. I just prefer to intake knowledge, real knowledge, and use that in the world and butt heads, man. And sometimes there is this higher righteousness that I feel because I'm actually doing the research. But I have to humble myself. Again, I'm humbling myself on my own for Jesus. Maybe that's wrong, or maybe Jesus humbles me. But because I'm using his teachings to humble me, so maybe that's a better way to say it. But I get humbled, essentially, either by Jesus or myself. And nobody else can imagine somebody else humbling you. Bro, you'd fucking hate your life. I've never been humbled by another person. I've always humbled myself, and it has proven effective in every metric of my life. When I humble myself and I use my damn brain, I can say, you know what? I need to change my ways. I'm being a little too arrogant over here. Okay? This way seems better than that way. Oh, I agree with your point, even though you being a Protestant is kind of sketchy, right? But you did say that most of Protestantism is demonic. Oh, now I agree with you. So there's like, and when there's that exchange in opinions, and there's that, oh, okay, what you're saying makes sense. I'll start doing this from now on, and I'll see how it works. You start to become a better man. That's how iron sharpens iron. Okay? It's differences of opinions clashing, and then one is like, okay, you know what? I might decide to listen to you. I might decide to try this. And if it works, thank you very much. I'm grateful that I met you through this avenue. But anyway, guys, I gotta go to church. It is absolutely beautiful outside. And God bless you guys. Remember, iron does sharpen iron. And 2 is better than 1. I'll put that verse where I got 2 is better than 1. But you don't have to be like you're married and stay together every day. Share in the beginning when you don't have money, but not for life. It's not gonna happen. You got kids, you got a wife. Stay alone. Wait, let me try again. Bye bye.